To RFC news. The Scottish Premiership season is back and Rangers are certainly back as we drop points yet again, drawing to Motherwell at Fir Park, of course, making it 3 years in a row where we failed to win our opening game of the season. You know, look, listen, there's going to be a lot of talk about, look, this is Russell Martin just getting started, sort of third competitive game. And to be fair, we've had a taste of what's to come in the Champions League games thus far. You know, we managed to get through, but we weren't pretty. We had a lot of luck got us through the Champions League, if we're being perfectly honest. You know, we rode our luck with regard to the Champions League. But we wanted to see maybe, you know, this style of play work in the Scottish Premiership. You know, that's what he was brought in for, because we never really had a distinct style of play within the domestic game. And to be fair, our downfall last season wasn't Celtic, it wasn't European games, it was just the other crap that's within the league, that being sort of Motherwell included within that mix. And no disrespect to Motherwell, but I'm on about the rest out with Celtic. But look, listen, we've got a lot of work to do, and I'm not talking about the style of play, because I can see the style of play. There is a bit of intensity there, and I thought we started the game very well, Rangers, to be perfectly honest with you. Up until that first goal, it was all of us. It was Rangers all the way, and there were some good bits of play from our players, and of course James Tavernier gets the goal and scores the first goal. After that, though, it was a familiar feat of what we've seen over the last few seasons, in terms of when we go 1-0 up, there is no urgency to get a second goal. There is no urgency to bolster our lead, and it's almost just, you know, rest on our laurels, which doesn't work, because I always feel when we're 1-0 down away from home in the Scottish Premiership is a very, very, very dangerous position to be in, because they get galvanised as we get into the sort of 80-minute mark, and I just had a horrible feeling in my stomach as soon as it gets towards the 80th minute. I said, this is going to be a draw, because we don't look like we're going to be scoring another goal. And that comes down to not necessarily the style of play as such, but the fact that we've not bolstered our forward line. We've not brought in any more strikers. We've still got Danilo, who I'm not convinced, guy. I think everyone likes to think that Danilo's good, Brazilian, you know, we bought him for a decent amount of money, he looks like a cool guy. I'm not convinced on Danilo. I'm really not. I don't really see what he does. And then of Dessers, of course, we know what Dessers is like. Great goals, great numbers compared to how much he's played. But it does seem as though he's going out the door if we're looking at the Rangers transfer rumours over the last couple of weeks, and the fact that he's not starting games. But even then with Danilo and Dessers, I'm still looking at that team and going, you know what, we need some more reinforcements in the forward areas, you know. No disrespect to Finlay Curtis, I thought he was good. He didn't play today, but I think he's been really, really good in pre-season and in the Champions League. But we need more quality in those attacking areas. We look really, really blunt, and we don't really look like that we're creating many chances in that area. I can see the gameplay. I know it takes a little bit of time, and I'm not going to be chucking my toys out the pram in regards to the style of play, because we've been crying out for it. I can kind of see what's happening, but we're really, really blunt up top, and we need to be getting into the transfer market ASAP. We really do. We need to get into the transfer market really, really quickly with regard to those forward positions. But yeah, look, I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed, you know. I always get myself riled up for the start of the season. It's always like a happy day. I think it's very nostalgic from when you're a child. The start of the season, it just feels good. Looking forward to seeing your team play after the season being off for a while. And Rangers just always let you down, don't they? They just let you down every single time at the start of the season, you know. I never feel like the first game of the campaign is ever happy for me. You know, last year we lost. We drew. I remember we lost to Kilmarnock the year before that, and then even back to Steven Gerrard. I remember 2018 where we drew to Aberdeen at Pittodrie as well in the opening game. So we haven't really got good luck here. Is this going to define our season in terms of this game? Probably not. No. I mean, there's a long way to go. I wouldn't be saying that anything's over or anything like that, but it's just disappointing, isn't it? It's just really, really disappointing. You want to get off to a good start. You want to get off to a perfect start. And we probably should have been beating that Motherwell side. And to be fair, I'm going to give a bit of credit to Motherwell, to be fair, bless them. New manager, new style of play, very brave, very attacking, very similar style of play to how Rangers were playing in this game as well. And I felt they played really well. And to be fair, if you're looking at and judging it on the second half, they're probably unfortunate. They're probably a bit pissed off that they didn't come away with a win. If it wasn't for Jack Butland there at the end, they probably could have went away with 3 points. And to be fair, we couldn't have any complaints because we're not clinical enough. We're not doing enough in the final third, and I hate that. I hate any football team that gets a 1-goal lead, especially against an inferior team, a team that aren't as good, and just resting. It was the start of the game. We get 1-0, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? This could be a really, really good start for us. 2, 3, 4 goals, and then we just don't do anything from scoring the first goal. It just pisses me off every single time. I hate that style of play. So, I'm pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, but look. It's a part of the process, but we need to get into that transfer market really, really quickly. We really need to get into that transfer market really, really quickly. Let's get into the live chat. I do want to see what people's reactions are with regard to the draw against Motherwell. George says you rode your luck, that's for sure. Jake says, I think we all have to agree we'll need more time and more players will come in with subs that make us worse. Yeah, I felt the bench didn't really, when we took certain players off, I just didn't feel there was enough quality. On paper, it looks pretty good when you bring them on, but, representing actually on the park, it didn't actually look that good at all. But yes, but certainly in the forward areas. I mean, we're apparently getting this Antman guy coming in, but, we need a lot more. I think we need a new number 9. We need someone we can hang our hat on as a goal scorer. Dennis says, don't like the way that we play. We are rubbish. Too much tippy-tap. This play from the back can't do it. I think we can. I think it's too early to say that we can't do it. I think it's a bit too early to say that we can't do play like that. It does work, and it will work in the Scottish Premiership. I'm telling you. I really am telling you. But yeah, we need a bit more quality. Really need a bit more quality. Martin out tonight, says Sean. I wouldn't go that far, mate. Icabod says, how many times do we go into challenges and the other team comes away with the ball? Our physicality sucks. Steph says Rangers will get ripped apart by Celtic playing like that. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, to be fair. It does take. I do sympathise with Russell. It does take a little bit of time. It's not going to all come together straight away. That's just never going to be the case. It's never going to be the case. Max McAllister says, fact, we have Aaron's in and still have Tav. I think you're being unfair, Max, to be fair, man. I don't like this Tav slander, man. I really don't. Tav scored the goal today. Do you know what I mean? Like, without that goal, we're probably got to... Do you know what I mean? Like, he's scoring the goals, Tav's not the problem. He didn't do anything today. Do you know what I mean? He did not give it away. I think Tav gets scapegoated all the time. I don't think that's fair, man. I think he was good today. He got a goal and he didn't make any mistakes, but he was certainly going up forward and doing his bit. I don't like the Tav slander, boys. I don't like it. I'm not liking it, man. CJ says, new strikers are a must. We must start putting teams away. I knew, and so did all you, would happen. New strikers and beating Celtic at Ibrox is a must now. It's already just like bits of pressure. It's too early to say anything in terms of the league title, but we need strikers. We need players in those forward positions, especially a new number 9. It's a needs must. It really is. Celtic mad. They've been saying they're going to win the league in the first game. Boys, you ain't started playing yet, guys. Chill, relax. It's only one game, you know. We bottled the title one year when we lost to Kilmarnock on the opening game of the season. It's just as well Celtic are ranked rotten as well, by the way. So we'll see Celtic drop points as well. That's going to happen. You know, Celtic aren't going to do a 100% record this season, are they? There's only one team that's done 100% in an SPFL season, and that's the famous Glasgow Rangers. Yeah, you're hearing that right. Not Invincible's 100% win rate in a season. No team's going to be doing 100%. So, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time. I wouldn't get too worried about this, but we do need to go into the transfer market and get some strikers in. John says, Motherwell outplayed us. We were lucky to get the draw. I do think so in the second half. You're right. I mean, I don't think we could have any complaints if we lost that game. You know, to be fair with Motherwell, if there's any Motherwell fans watching in, you guys are going to have an exciting campaign, I think. I thought you guys were actually pretty good. It's quite refreshing to see, you know, I'm saying this and I'm not even saying it from a bitter place, you know. It's quite refreshing to see other Scottish sides outside sort of Celtic and Rangers play expansive football and not play 11 men behind the ball. I was actually fairly impressed by their new manager, and I was fairly impressed with some of their players. I would say from a Motherwell perspective, and I'm not going to keep on it for too long, but a Motherwell perspective, they probably got the same problem as us. They just weren't really that clinical enough, to be honest with you. They probably, as I said, on another day, they probably would have beat Rangers in that game, especially the second half. So credit to Motherwell. I thought they were pretty good, and to be fair, it takes a lot for me to complement another Scottish side, usually out with sort of Celtic and Rangers, because most of them are duff and ranked rotten. But I thought Motherwell were really good. I thought they were really good. And I think they're going to have a good campaign based on that. Surprised to see you doing a video. Shouldn't you be making content? That CSK, mate. You clearly don't watch my videos, do you? Because I've never ever said anything racist in all my life, my man. Silly boy. This is how you know somebody doesn't watch your political videos, because I've never ever said anything racist. I'm not like that. And anyone who knows or watch my content then would know that. So maybe you should watch some videos and you'll see, buddy. All right? Don't just come in here and chat shit and talk nonsense. Super like left wing, you know, lefty meltdown, shut down an argument by just saying that, because you ain't even watched my videos, clearly. Anyway, enough of that crap. Let's see, because sometimes Celtic fans actually do give some good points in here, to be fair. Looking forward to the rant videos throughout the season. I don't think they're going to be coming this season, mate. I think we're going to be all right. Mark says, Russell Martin will lose the dressing room very soon. Tactics rotten. Gio, Rangers manager, lost dressing room playing out from the back. I don't think Gio played out from the back as such, did he? I mean, his was quite defensively minded football. I ain't blaming Russell Martin. I'm actually backing Russell Martin. I do like the look of Russell Martin, to be perfectly honest with you. I could see it. It sounds crazy, but I did like the way that we started. It did look intense. We were pressing really well. And he did say it's going to take a bit of time. It's not all going to click straight away after the third game. I get that. But my thing is that we do need to go into the transfer market. You know, and we're in a lucky position that we still got a month to go. So we can still buy these strikers, still buy these forward players. That's just going to have to happen. Sledgehammer says, I think the team itself is okay. I really don't think the new system is going to work at all. See, I mean, I think everyone's got opposing views on it, I suppose. You know, I'm on the fence of, I'm on the position that I do think it will work. I think it will work in Scottish football. I really do. But it's going to take some time. We still are vulnerable at the back and in transitions. But I keep on repeating myself. But the forward positions, they need bolstered, because we look toothless. We genuinely look that there's no creativity coming from there. Apart from Gassama, I thought Gassama's fantastic. And again today, yes, he didn't get his goal, but I can see things that he does. He passes really well. He picks out his players really well. Maybe you just need that energy to be matched with a better, more clinical striker, a bit more better quality in those forward positions, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Phil says Motherwell should have won. Users thinking, yeah, should have, mate. But guess what? They didn't. We got a point. So yeah, it's depressing, though, isn't it? It is fucking depressing. First game of the season. Last 3 years on the bounce have been absolutely depressing. I've been psyched up for it today. I was listening to the Billy Boys. I was listening to having a proper sash bass today. Get myself psyched up for the game, mate. Listening to the tunes all day, all of them. You know what it's like. Listening to the songs, get myself ready for it, and fuck me, we end up drawing, man. Demoralising. Sam says Russell Martin's team hold the record for most mistakes leading to a goal. The passing constantly doesn't work. We ain't Barcelona. Yeah, but what else hasn't worked? We got to try something. And nothing else has ever worked anywhere else. You're looking at the negatives, I suppose, with Russell Martin's team for holding a record. That was in the Premier League, and that was with Southampton. Different context if you look at it in the big scheme of things. We're not Falkirk, who just came up and playing like that and playing that football. We're arguably the best team in the division in terms of on paper, quality of players, all of these kind of things. We should be able to blow teams away in this formation. So I'm not going to buy into it, and I'm not. I think it's far too early to say something bad about Russell Martin. You've got to give him time. I think you've got to give him time, really, and I think this style of play will work. But it's too early. It's too early to make a diagnosis And I don't like to talk about Ange and the other lot as well, but Ange played a similar style of play, didn't he? And he lost his first few games of the season. So it does take some time to come into effect. Okay, well, there is opposing opinions. I get that. That's why. Thing is that Ian says that it's terrible. The manager does not know what he's doing. Fair enough. Am I still sponsored by Benjamin Netanyahu? Dude, I'm not a Zionist, for God's sake. I don't like either of them. I've had to choose between Israel and Palestine. None. Although I do want peace in the countries. Poor Motherwell's side, Rangers made them look brilliant. So easy. Jake says he's on my side. Dan, this will improve. I do think it will improve. It's far too early, guys. It is far too early to start chucking it and saying, look, it's not going to work. I think we've seen things, and there's a lot of work to be done. Vulnerable in defence and in that attacking areas. But if we do it and get it sorted, I think it can work. We're not playing it. People were making out we were playing against Premier League opposition. We're not. We're playing against, arguably, and now this is going to be a bit controversial, arguably, Panathinaikos will be one of the hardest games we need to play this season in terms of quality aside. There's no one in the Scottish Premiership, bar Celtic, so don't start greeting, bar Celtic, that are better than Panathinaikos in the whole division. So, it just goes to show. Celtic Man says you don't get time in Scotland. You need to win every game, and you drew your first. Well, mate, you're a Celtic fan. Did you not even see what happened in 2021, 2022? You lost to Hearts on the first game of the season at Tynecastle. Then I'm sure you lost another game straight after that. You were kicked out of Europe twice, and then you went on to win the league title. And you guys were the ones saying, well, you got to wait for the style of play to get better and adapt. So you can't say that you don't get time in Scotland, because if you didn't get time in Scotland, then Ange would have been gone, wouldn't he? So, yeah, I mean, it's way too early to say after a day. One game of the season. Come on. You're never going to win 100% of your league games. It's just never going to happen. You know, regardless of what team you are in the world, no team wins 100% of their games in a season. So there's going to be draws along the way. If there's a draw at the start and we have to try and sort things out, see the problems now, so be it. Celtic ain't winning 100% of their games this season. It's not happening. You're naive to think so, that it was ever going to happen. There's only one team, and I'll say it again, there's only one team in Scottish football that's ever won 100%, and it's Rangers. 100% win rate in a season. There's one team, Rangers. Just remember that, yeah? It's early, but doesn't look like we have learned anything. Same old mistakes. Same old characters in there. There's still some players in there. Now, I'm not jumping on the Tavernier blame wagon. I like Tav. And again, coming up with the goods again. You know, that's captain material. But yeah, there's some other faces still in there that, yeah, we do need a bit of extra quality. Should have laid down a marker. Should have, but didn't, unfortunately. MW says, League One again. Clown. Island flag. All right, mate. Don't worry. Let's see. It's a long season, man. It's a long season. A long season. I'm raging. I'm raging a little bit. I think it's pretty normal for you be raging when your team just drew a game, right? And the first game of the campaign. Yeah, you're not the happiest guy in the world, are you? But, you know, I can jump into conclusions and saying the league campaign's over and, you know, saying, oh, it's done, dusted. Just relax. We'll see. The way I'll judge it is based on the next game. We'll see what happens the next game. Have we learned from our mistakes? Are we going into the transfer market? Are we going to be bringing in some more players? Let's see. Chris, there's a difference between undefeated treble, mate. I'm talking, right, what didn't you get? There's one team that's won 100% of the games. I'm talking no draws. So played every single game of the league campaign and won every single game. No draws. You ain't done that. Only Rangers have done that. Just remember that. Remember your position. I can't remember the year. I think it was 1901. But still, it's in the record books. You've been on the wine too much, mate. Rangers are not the same what they used to be. Only one team with 100% win rate. There was. Just look at the stats, man. I'm not explaining myself. Rangers are the only team that have won 100% of their games in a league campaign. Go check it. Go fact check it, boys. And I've not been on the wine either, by the way. I'm sober. I've been sober for 3 months. 2 months. 2 seconds. Let's have a little look. Let me get it up for you. I think a lot of you think I'm chatting shit here. But I'll get it up, I promise you. It definitely happened. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we've done 2 invincible seasons in our history. Rangers, right? We've done 2 invincible seasons in our history. Right? And there you go. This is straight from Rangers itself. So, sorry, it was 1898 and 1899. So we've done 2 unbeaten seasons. And as you can see, we won all our 18 league matches in the 1898 and 8. Who the fuck is that outside my house? Neighbours, man. Unbeaten league season, 1898-99. Rangers won all their 18 league matches. And then obviously we did it in 2020, 2021. There you go. Learned something today. Celtic fans. As Sleepy says, Rome wasn't built in a day. A team won't be perfect after a game. The Motherwell fans are coming for me. No, credit. Hey, if there's Motherwell fans in here, shout out to you guys. You played really, really well today. I like that. Chris, I was making a point. My point is that you're not going to win every single game of a season. So it was never going to be the case where we were going to win every game this season. We draw a game, right, whatever. But we've got to learn in this process. Yes, I'm pissed off. Yes, you want to hit the ground running. But we've got time. The campaign ain't over. Anyway, I've been talking for ages. I could probably keep replying to these comments all night, man. But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that.